to another session of the Keys Book Webcam Show. It's me, John Anolani Remus IV, checking in with you. Got some notes, scribbles. I'm sure we all do. I like journaling and I like myself and learning about myself. And I encourage you to really discover how much joy there is in being oneself, listening to one's own music, really setting boundaries, not trying to impress other people, and spending a lot of time with yourself. Okay, so this show is going to be great. I'm going to talk about extraterrestrials and shapeshifters and just whatever types of interdimensional beings may potentially want to be taking, something from humans. You can call them dark beings or demons or just everything in that category. Let's check it out. Alright, so here's what my research has discovered. Hold on, I'm almost there. Okay. Harvesting of souls or thought forms. We think of our thoughts as just thoughts, but in reality, they're spells, they're specific things, and they are a precursor to the future, to life. Okay, so that is why, the truth, it has a certain vibration. That's why I must stop lying, because I do sometimes lie, just to, be honest with you. And I must stop talking to certain people, just basically lying, pretending to maybe like something they like, just to try and get along. Now, maybe you're in a situation where you've got to pretend to like maybe what your parents are saying because they're paying for your food and rent. Well, there's a gray area there, but the point is wherever you can, cut out relationships, people that are not like you, prince or princess. Emotion can be harvested. Okay. More on the subject, crop circles. Okay. I believe they're real because the crops keep growing, not on the man-made ones, but the ones that are supposedly from other, life forms. It seems like the crops are they're cut with an extremely high temperature, laser or some type of something, and then they're quickly cooled, and so the plant is not killed. But when humans try and replicate it, the way they cut it, it kills the plant. So, just another thought. When the earth and all humans are destroyed, I am still there. I am life. I am God. I am the light, pure light. That's a good mantra for you if you're ever feeling down. And if you're nervous about aliens or dark beings nearby, get close to people if you can and beam, do the light work. Okay, it would be nice to have a confirmation that all people are on our side, such as politicians. Children, I hope, of politicians, please stay close to your parents and just ground them in that energy that you have, children. Okay, just people. Okay, how do you discover, you know, and like on what do you call them? Conspiracy theories. I mean, what if a lot of it's true? Illuminati, harp, weapon, EMP bombs, or whatever EMP devices. The people who are behind this, mm, which obviously they might be shapeshifters. Like, um, you know, the essence of what I'm saying is these people. How about try focusing on human affairs like pleasuring your wife? You may have deviated from this because uh, it's been hard to sustain relationships as a result of a lack of God or the light. But everything's back. So let's redefine who we are. Are we the owners of the planet or of our body? Or are aliens, our slave masters? Well, I think I'm God, and I think I'm the Word. So just use these tools of love. Use them of emotional warmth, of peace. It's the words themselves. Don't get upset at politicians or potential shapeshifters. If you just beam them with light, like imagine them smiling and holding that brilliant white light. Don't get upset if you're a vegetarian like me at people who eat meat. Show be just because of the animal um, rights violation. Just show them what it's like to be nice. Put humans first, not animals. Okay. And what if these reptiles, these interdimensional beings, are very evolved, um, and they're somehow afraid of something? How do we know if they're good or bad? Well, it's been said that they're not. It's not their right to be here on Earth, and check this out. Um, um, if they were truly wanted to destroy us, they probably would have done it before. Um, they're from a wholly different plane. Um, it would be nice if somehow we could all coexist as beings. Uh, the only way I believe it'll be possible to determine if they're good and, do they really need a body to shapeshift into, or do they really need to possess another being? Well, maybe they're suffering somehow, so let's do the light work and see what results. Now, eyes are the window to the soul, I suspect. And notice if a person looks connected to reality, because they may be animated by a spirit. And spirits may want to take spiritual energy and sexual energy, uh, take it uh, to, to keep surviving, like I said. Or maybe, like I said earlier, maybe emotional fear they use, whatever they do, whatever's going on. Here's the bottom line. What this is all about is that they are bound. By the way, these are not my words, but They are bound by metaphysical law and cannot lie to us about their true nature. They are not from here and have no right to be here. And if humanity collectively demands that they leave, they must. And that's why they program us with subliminals to perceive them in a positive light. They're preparing the great deception uh, to pose as our saviors, and um, while externalizing the Luciferian hierarchy. I'm not exactly understanding what this person has wrote, but just follow along if you can. So when asked if they are reptiles, they are not allowed to answer with no. They must either answer yes or avoid the answer. For this, you don't have to ask them in person. It works over the phone or the internet as well. You'd be surprised to know how many, um, you know, maybe whatever you call them, conspiracy theorists. You just you you can't trust anyone. Apparently, um, apparently they're here to hide the truth. And yes, they know that they're hybrids. They're they're smart. Um, and I mean, ultimately, what we're dealing with here is check out Tsukio Mahikari, because they deal with possessions and they do the light work for the third eye, the pineal gland. And let's see what time we're on. Yeah, we still have a few more minutes on this video. It's all about having control of our body and not having some type of interference with that. Like I said earlier, truth creates a particular vibration, and when in person, you can expose these creatures. Don't do this if you don't feel ready. I haven't tried it yet. I just found out earlier tonight. But you can demand that they reveal themselves and really mean it. And I've on YouTube, people have said that they'll really. The point is that they might try to control politicians, um, and make people just destroy people. Try to control leaders who have authority so they can. But I mean, once everyone is awake, like you and I, um, obviously that can't happen because we already know we can't be convinced to, or hypnotized. By the way, I think this light work, beaming that brilliant white light, I mean, in your head, I really think it's helping me to do things like not be hypnotized. Okay, we've got about another minute here. Just think about it like it's not humans that are responsible for some of the darkness and crime. Obviously, when we rediscover, like I'm discovering, this concept of the soulmate and shape our beliefs to accommodate our desires and reality, everything might turn out. Final thought, supposedly, uh, don't judge the creature. I don't know what it is. They're a distant species. They've been hiding themselves. Just try to, and they can hypnotize people. But apparently, cameras can catch, so you'll have to look for the eyes. Ask them to reveal themselves if you feel a person is questionable. Let's do this. Be strong.